Department where they have just released the surveillance video from this incident that happened on April 30th. Now, Chief Officer Hartman told us that you had made it a priority for the department to get hold of this video after the incident and the protests?
No, I made it a priority for the department to initiate its own investigation, which we've done many times when we don't have a complainant who comes forward. We open up our own complaint against ourselves, which is what we did here. So on Sunday, I initiated an investigation and I said, get the facts.
And was that a formal internal affairs investigation that you might see?
It was a formal patrol division investigation, ordered by me.
I see. And can you just talk a little bit about what that investigation found? It appears from the press release that you guys found that the officers did not do anything wrong.
You know, my charges are always the same. We're pretty boringly straightforward. Find the truth. If we're wrong, let's admit it. If we're right, let's tell it. Either way, let's be open. So in this case, the videos and the audio tapes spoke for themselves. There was very good audio and video inside the store, video outside the store, independent witnesses. We just send people out to gather the facts.
I see. If you could give me just 1 second here. And given what what you saw in the video, what do you think now, looking back on those protests that were out in front of the department the day after this happened? Frankly, do you feel that was unfair for them to be protesting like that so soon?
No, I think people have a right to protest. Mm-hmm. We protect their right, and I think the feedback I've gotten is they appreciated the department sought the truth and sought it quickly. Without a complaint coming in the door, we initiated our own investigation.
So to date, there has not been a formal complaint made by those two
The only
people.
formal investigation was initiated by the police department.
Sure. And I was talking with Dave Hartman, and it sounds like that disorderly conduct arrest, those charges still stand from that incident.
I think the video speaks for itself.
Right. And is there anything you want the community to know about, how the department looks at incidents like this? It seems like a lot of the folks who were out there at the protests seem to think that the police needed some kind of reminder about the rights of citizens, but you're saying that the department is pretty much on top of that.
I think they have a right to protest. Mm-hmm. I think the police department needs to earn the trust of the community every day. And if we earned it today by seeking the truth on our own and telling the community the truth, we need to do it tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and we never rest. We seek the truth every day. That's the way to earn trust with the community. It's the community's beloved name of New Haven that we wear on our uniform. It's the community that we were responsible for. And it's the community that we're responsible to.
Okay, I'm just going to check real quick and see if our staff had any additional questions. Could you spell out one thing?
Are you also doing the story on crime? That was a press conference an hour ago.
No, that's our city reporter, Esteban Hernandez. That's why he's not here. In that protest, the fellow who got taken down said that the police were too rough with him. Could you explain kind of what kind of technique goes into taking a suspect down, if that needs to be done, and why it was done correctly here?
It was done correctly because I think, again, the video speaks for itself. This is not New York City. We don't choke people. We didn't use a gun. We didn't use serious force. The video, a picture is worth 1,000 words. That we're able to see video of the entire event inside the store and outside the store, I think speaks for the discipline of the officers and their training. They did it, and they did it right.
During the course of this investigation that you had asked for, were the officers interviewed about their, I know they probably wrote reports, but were they also...
They were asked to write supplemental reports. Mm-hmm. Their supervisors reviewed it. We sent supervisors out to the stores to collect video, to collect audio, to find other witnesses, to collect their video and audio from their cell phones. We were able to identify several people who were there who were not involved, as well as the people who were involved. I think we did what people would expect us to do. Not to circle the wagons, to seek the truth and to tell the truth. We've merited very harsh discipline in this department when it's warranted, and we merit harsh and severe and strong support when it's merited. Here, the support is merited. The officers need to be supported for doing it right, for the truth being told.
Did the officers say in their supplemental reports or any of their conversation with their supervisors that they ever felt physically threatened by the two suspects who got arrested?
I think the picture speaks for itself. When you are taking somebody down to the ground who's resisting arrest,
Mm-hmm.
and you need another 2 officers to help you do it, and you don't know whether they have a weapon because a 911 operator asked a question over the audio tape, and the person who made the 911 call said, I don't know if he has a knife. Wouldn't you feel a little uncomfortable if someone starts coming over your back? Because you can't look backwards while you're looking forwards. And when other people are hearing the officers say, stay back, and they're listening and are videoing the whole event and not being bothered by the police at all, but just one person is not listening and is coming past the officer, I could see how an officer would be a little bit concerned. I would be.
And yeah, he said at one point the suspect said that there were 3 officers involved in his arrest. Could you talk a little bit about that? I think a lot of people look at that and say having 3 people trying to arrest one person isn't really fair. They've definitely got him outnumbered in that kind of a situation.
You know, most people tell me the opposite. When you outnumber someone, it gets much calmer. It's when you're one-on-one that someone wants to fight. So I would have done the same thing. I would have called for support, which is exactly what happened. Because once you see that you're not going to win a fight, and that you might as well obey the law and obey the lawful arrest, usually you don't fight.
And just the last thing, just to be clear, there wasn't any kind of disciplinary or administrative leave action taken with the officers out of that.
We don't discipline people before we do the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if the investigation had revealed that discipline was warranted, we would have disciplined. We've done that many times in the past. We've even arrested New Haven police officers in the past, arrested by the New Haven police. What we do is we seek the truth. We don't come up with the answer before the investigation. It doesn't work that way.